Hey everybody, it's Matt from Junior Horror Movies, and I wanted to show off my horror CD soundtrack collection. Not this dirty table here, but I got my stack of my horror CD soundtracks, and wanted to show off some of these. I'm always on the prowl for soundtracks for horror movies. I've always loved the music in them and everything. So when I go to like used shops, I go right to the soundtrack section to look for some soundtracks because some can be out of print and hard to find. Others are really ready available. So I figured why not go through my CD soundtrack here and let just show you what I got. So I'm gonna kind of have a little order here, but not too much. First we'll do like some of the compilations. I got this one called Night of Fright. Pretty much it's a 2 CD set that's got like sounds of horror. Sorry for glare here, but it's got the haunting horror movie themes. So you pretty much got theme songs from different horror films on here. This is good for like if you're having a party and you just want some music in the background during the party, or if you're doing some other shit. So these are like you can find these pretty easily available. So I grabbed one of them, and another one I grabbed. I think this is like a Target thing called Heavy Metal Halloween Soundtrack. These are pretty much all songs in like heavy metal themed deal. So of course you got all the classic ones right there, as you can see. You can pause it, but yeah, some of them are actually pretty good. So yeah, again, this is like you could find that. I think I found this at Target for like $5 or something. Figured, why not? Kind of cool. Another one I found. It's called the Fright Flicks. And of course, it's got more theme songs. It's got a lot of themes in these. Again, I think I found this again, another one at like Walmart or something in their Halloween CD section or Halloween section. I don't know what the fuck it was. But again, it's got all the different themes to different movies. So as you can see there, you can pause it. It's got a lot of the major ones. So again, these are fun to put on in the background like at a party, or if you just want to put them on just for the hell of it. Next up we have, I found at a used shop called Vampire Themes. I have no clue. This is just so weird. So it's got a lot of weird songs and themes to it. Again, sorry for that, but I guess it's the 70th anniversary right here of Nosferatu, 100th anniversary of Bram Stoker's. And there's a bunch of bands here I never even heard of. So, if I got to pop this in at some time. I always forget to pop it in. So, I have it in the collection, but the title alone, and I saw all this weird shit on the side. I'm like, yep, I'll buy this just because it was super duper cheap. Another one I found at a like Soundgarden. It's called Halloween Hootenanny, and again, I never knew this until like not that long ago that this is signed. There's an autograph here, so I don't know if it's that gentleman who played. But again, it's got a lot of weird bands I've never heard of, but they got Rob Zombie on here featuring the Ghastly Ones. I know I'm familiar with Zachary. He's a horror host that passed away. But again, they got a lot of weird, maybe 50 style horror films or titles. I don't know. Might actually listen to this. Let me know. So yeah, Halloween Hootenanny. Again, saw the cover, had to buy it. All right. Now we have is called Horror. This is another compilation of themes. These are pretty much older movies. Horror, The Black Museum, The Haunting, Night of the Demons on here, Witchfinder General, Curse of the Werewolf. So you got a bunch of themes in here. Fiend Without a Face, Awesome Conga, Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. So yeah, you got a bunch of cool themes on this CD soundtrack. So if you like old school horror films, this has got all the music to them. And also we have is themes from classic science fiction, fantasy, and horror. Hey, look at that. Another compilation. We got more older songs, themes. Of course, we got the Mole People. Creature from the Black Lagoon is on here. This Island Earth. So yeah, I'm not gonna read them all off, but you can pause it here to see all the different titles around here. But again, it's all like classical themed. So it's like, of course, all reminiscent of the old school movies. Had to grab it. I saw it was pretty cool. So yeah, gotta love the old classics. All right, next up we have, well, I have it in my soundtrack collection, and that is the Sweeney Todd, The Butcher of Barber Street. This is the musical soundtrack for the play, not for the Johnny Depp movie. So it's all the music, and it's sung by Angela Lansbury. So I thought that was kind of neat. So yeah, so this is the original Sweeney Todd. So I figured that would be cool to add to the collection. So yeah. All right, now we're kind of going to the other collection parts here. We have John Carpenter's anthology movie themes. Awesome album. If you haven't picked this up, this is a must if you're a John Carpenter fan. It's got all his themes on here, as you can see. I played this on the way home one day, and it was awesome. I was coming back from Syracuse, and pretty much got almost all the way through the whole album. It's insane. Beautiful songs from the way that he does from all his movies. So yeah, pause it here to see if you want to take a look at the themes. But yeah, John Carpenter's anthology. Had to put that in the collection. Alright, next up we have is Goblin. Music performed by them. Some rare tracks in the collection. This is another collection view of Goblin from Suspiria, Zombie, Phenomena, Tenebrae, Contamination, all a bunch. Patrick's on here, and some other weird ones that they did. So this is what I found this at a garage sale. It's like, oh, I'll pick that up. As soon as I saw Goblin, that's like, I don't care, I'm buying it. So it's got a lot of cool shit on here. Awesome. It's actually done by Goblin. There's their icon right there. And speaking of Goblin, we have Dawn of the Dead soundtrack. This is pretty much 2 CDs. It's got all their music right there. So if you're familiar with, again, Goblin and Dawn of the Dead, this album is awesome. It's cardboard, unfortunately, but we got pictures in there from Dawn. I'll try to do this one-handed. No, if I can. I don't want to ruin it. Come here, you. There we go. Oh. Yep, double disc. Fuck it. I can't do this one-handed. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So we got Dawn of the Dead here. Classic Romero with Goblin. This came with actually a comic book, which I thought was kind of neat. So, yeah, Goblin. Alright, so I did put this in the collection. That is Nightmare Revisited. Another musical, but horror related with Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's got all their themes on here, which is pretty good, especially if you're a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. You'd be a fan of Nightmare Revisited. It's actually a very good album. Alright, some newer stuff. This one I never even opened. It's called Shiver. I have no clue. I forgot where I got this or how I got it. But it's got Danielle Harris in it, I guess. I'm going to see if I can try to find the movie. I don't think I own it. And there's a whole bunch of songs I never even heard of. Again, I don't even know about this movie itself. So if anybody knows about the movie, I'm going to look it up after I do this video. So, Shiver. I don't know. Still sealed. Then we have the Clownado soundtrack. This came with the Blu-ray. This was part of the, I think I did the Kickstarter or Indiegogo for Clownado. And it came with the soundtrack. So yeah. So all the rest too, if they had a Blu-ray in the soundtrack, they're in with the Blu-rays. These are all just like CDs and CD cases. Next we have is the first Jason. Had to put this in the collection. This is R. Liam's album. And he actually signed it. Matt, Jason Never Dies. R. Liam. Yep. It's his band with his key guitar, or the hell that weapon, the item that he has. This is out of keyboard guitar. So I think it's the keytar. So yeah, the first Jason. Next up we have is Never Hike Alone soundtrack. Again, this came with the Indiegogo or Kickstarter, I forgot which one I did. So it's all the music from Never Hike Alone, which is an awesome fan-made film. If you never checked it out, so we got Never Hike Alone. Speaking of movies, we have the Barn soundtrack. This is the special limited 2-disc edition album. The first disc is all the themes, like the score of the movie, and the second disc, sorry for the glare, is the music itself. It's got some killer songs on here. Highly recommend it. A lot of them are really good. So I'll let you pause it here to check out the bands and the names here. So yeah, the Barn soundtrack. Love the movie. Love the soundtrack. And we also have the 1031 soundtrack. This came in with just a sleeve. So I found an old broken jewel case, put it together, and just put the CD together. Now, this one, there we go. That's the CD. Now, it's got all the music from there. It's got the themes, the score here, and a few songs sung in the movie. And again, some of these are real good songs. I was blown away by it. So 1031, the soundtrack. Alright, so for TV shows, I just have Stranger Things 3 on soundtrack. It's just another compilation of 80 songs on here. So yeah, it's just got some good stuff on here, so I figured Stranger Things Volume 3. Alright, to the actual soundtracks. We have Warning Sign. It's got the score on here. Crazy movie. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. But I found this at like a Soundgarden, and I was like, holy shit, really? Warning Sign had an album? Alright. So I picked it up. I hate the cardboard though. I love the jewel cases, but yeah. It is what it is. Of course we have this Fright Night. Awesome album, awesome movie. The CD is great. Got all the songs on there from the actual movie. So yeah, I'll let you pause it there to check out the songs. But Fright Night, fantastic album. Next up we have is Trick or Treat, done by the band called Fastway. This is their second album. They actually had Fastway by themselves. This is their album. And of course you got all the main songs here. This album plays very smooth. For some reason, it just goes by pretty quick. I love the Trick or Treat soundtrack. Just wish this would get a Blu-ray. Next up we have is the Black Roses soundtrack. Killer heavy 80 metal album. Yeah. It's got all the songs actually sung by Black Roses on here. And you have a King Cobra, Lizzie Bourdain. So yeah. Awesome album. Awesome. If you like metal, this is a must. Especially 80s metal. Now we have is Return of the Living Dead Part 1 and 2. My wife bought this for me for one Christmas. It's double CD'd. It's got actually Part 1 with all the songs on there from Part 1. And Part 2 is there. I'll let you pause it to check them out. So if you're a fan of like punk metal, yeah. So and there's all the 80s ones here. So Return of the Living Dead Parts 1 and 2. So cool. Then we have the Lost Boys soundtrack. I found this one super cheap. Had to buy it. Great songs. Gonna let you pause it here for the songs on here. But yeah, Lost Boys, awesome classic vampire movie. Next we have this Rocktober Blood soundtrack. Yeah, now we're getting into some of the weird metal albums. This is all the music from the actual movie, Rocktober Blood. Yeah. I wish this would actually get a legit Blu-ray. The first Blu-ray pressing I heard was shitty, so I had the DVD. But October Blood, awesome music, especially if like 80s metal. Same thing with, of course, is Rock and Roll Nightmare. Oh yeah, John Michael Thor. Some of his music's on here. That demon. So you got. I'll pause it here if you want. Check out the themes and the music. But yeah, if you like Rock and Roll Nightmare and you like the music, definitely check out the album. It's awesome. Next up we have is Shocker. Awesome soundtrack itself as well. Again, here, let you pause it here. But classic movie. Wes Craven did an awesome job with it, but the soundtrack is phenomenal. I love Shocker. Next we have is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child. These soundtracks are just getting harder to find for Nightmare on Elm Street. But it's got all the music on here. It's got Bruce Dickinson playing, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. And you got, like, there's like the rap side, and then there's the metal side to this. It's kind of funny. So yeah, you have Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, Dream Child. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is the reimagined album. Pretty much got all the scores on here. And it also has the theme performed by the Dickies. So that's on there as well, which if you're wondering if it's on there. So it's got all the rest of the score and the main theme song on here. So yeah, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Classic cheese right there for sure. Next up we have is The Phantom of Paradise. I never knew this was actually an album until I found it at like Soundgarden. So it's got all the music on there. I just got the Blu-ray last month, so I have to check out the movie. But I guess these are the songs from Phantom of Paradise. We have X-Files, the songs in X. These are all different songs done by different bands. Like you said, you have Foo Fighters on here, Filter. I'll let you pause it here to just see that. But yeah, I guess it's a compilation or whatnot, but I thought it was just for the X-Files. So, yeah. Next we have is Valentine. Very underrated slasher for Valentine's Day. Awesome soundtrack. It's got some great music. Again, with these CD soundtracks, unfortunately, they crack, which I hate. But it's the case. As long as the CD is fine, there you go. Again, let you pause it to see the music. Awesome music. Pretty good CD. Next we have is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Another cheesy comedy type deal. There's the music from there. All sung by different members. As you can see right here. You got the Cult. Yeah, Matthew Sweet. Dream Warriors. Yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Probably my only rap album is Tales from the Hood. The soundtrack. Awesome movie. I can't believe I found the soundtrack. This one soundtrack is out of print. Again, the case is pretty crappy, but again, that's easy to be replaced. All I gotta do is find another jewel case and just replace it. And I've had time to do that. But yeah, it's got all the different bands here, so I'll let you pause it there. But yeah, Tales from the Hood, awesome movie. So I was shocked to find the actual CD of it. So I had to snag it. Then we have Scream from the motion picture. So I'll let you pause it there too. Got all the main songs from Scream. Definitely had to snag that one up. And I actually have Scream 3, the lenticular cover. I gotta find Scream 2. So once I find Scream 2, I don't know if Part 4 has a soundtrack, but again, you got a lot of weird bands on here. Some good ones, some not so good. But yeah, let you pause it for the bands. But yeah, Scream 3, when I saw that lenticular, like, fuck it, I'll buy it. Then we have I Know What You Did Last Summer, the album. Again, it's got all the cool bands on here from the 90s with like Typo, Offspring, Korn. So yeah, it's got a lot of good shit on here. Good album. Definitely recommend it. Brings back a lot of memories from the 90s. Then we have Brain Scan. I got another one with all different bands on here. And let you pause it there to see those. We have a brain scan, fun flick. I wish they did more with the main villain, but it is what it is. So brain scan. Demon Knight from Tales from the Crypt. We have that stupid sticker I keep forgetting to take off. But again, there you go for the songs on the back. Awesome album, awesome movie. So yeah, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. Then we have From Dusk Till Dawn, the soundtrack. Again, a lot of good shit on here. Let you pause. Familiar with the movie, you're familiar with the soundtrack. So yeah. Next up we have is Freddy vs. Jason. Again, glare if I can get it right there. All the main songs from the band. Very heavy album. So it's a good shit right there, especially if you liked Freddy vs. Jason. We have Godzilla 98. Awful movie. The soundtrack itself is There's some good songs on here and there's some bad ones. So yeah, I just have it because it's Godzilla and I saw it for like $1. Next up we have Queen of the Damned album. Horrible movie, but at least the soundtrack is good. There's a lot of good stuff on the soundtrack, but the movie itself is pretty bad. Next up we have is A House of a Thousand Corpses. And pretty much it's a Rob Zombie album. A lot of this stuff is on here. Let you pause that. So we got that. Bride of Chucky. Music from that album and that movie. Again, it's got some good stuff on here. Some good bands. Some bands I've never even heard of. But again, Bride of Chucky. CD? Sure. Next up we have is The Faculty. Another one has an awesome soundtrack. Let's pause it right there. Good stuff. Good movie. We like the creature effects on here. So, that. Next up we have is End of Days soundtrack. Again, you got Korn, Everlast, Prodigy, more Zombie, Power Man 5000. So it's got some good bands on here. So yeah, had to grab it for just because it's End of Days. Next we have is the Arachnophobia soundtrack. Yeah, I got it. I actually had this one back in the day on cassette. It's actually got some good songs on here. So I actually found the CD. Gotta get rid of that stupid sticker. I always like they always do that little cut there. I hate that. I don't know why they do that. But Arachnophobia on soundtrack. Yeah. Next we have is a Dracula 2000. Again, more main bands from the 90s here. Power Man 5000, who happens to be on a lot of albums. Linkin Park, got Monster Magnet, Slayer. So I let you pause that one there. So yeah, it's an okay movie. But Dracula 2000. And last of my soundtracks is The Craft. Again, it's got some cool songs from the 90s. I'm going to let you pause it there, but you got some big, like Our Lady Peace, Sponge. Yeah. So yeah, The Craft CD soundtrack. And that is it for my CD soundtrack collection, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. What is your favorite soundtrack for horror movies? If there's other ones you're trying to go after, like to hear your thoughts on those. Again, thanks very much for watching. And if you haven't, like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later, guys. Peace.